Search Auto Trader.
Welcome aboard the BMW XM, a model designed and developed entirely by BMW's M division. And today, using the M symbol, the three colors within the M symbol, I thought let's stick to the rule of threes by giving you three reasons why I think this XM is a good sports car for South Africa, three things I like and three things I dislike about the car. So let's get into why I think this is a good car for South Africa. Firstly, it's an SUV. Now that might sound a bit oxymoronic when you consider performance SUVs. I'm not the biggest fan of them myself. I think if you want a sporty car, it needs to be low, light and small, and this is none of those things. It's very big, it's very heavy, and it's very tall. So not ideal, but people love SUVs. It's the fastest growing passenger car segment globally and certainly in South Africa. So it makes sense that this is an SUV, a performance SUV. Secondly, this is an M car. Now, aside from the obvious, you might not know that South Africa is one of the largest markets for BMW's M division in the world. So if you take our population per capita, we buy among the most BMW M products on earth compared to any other country, which is quite an incredible feat, I would say. The third reason I think it's a good car for this country is because it is a plug-in hybrid. I feel we are not quite ready for the electric revolution in South Africa just yet, but a plug-in hybrid allows us the amount of electric drive that allows us to get used to the electromobility concept while still having the fallback of a combustion engine. So to give you an example, in this XM we have a 4.4 litre twin turbocharged V8 petrol engine, which is also supported by a 28 kilowatt hour battery pack and electric motor that's built into the gearbox. That means you can choose between electric only drive, and you can also have a mode where you charge the vehicle. So if I scroll down into here, I can go into e-control mode, which allows me to charge my battery and recoup some energy using the combustion engine. I can also then just choose to have an all-electric drive, which is what I'm going to flick to now. Now the car is on all-electric. I get 280 Newton meters of torque and 145 kilowatts in this mode, and I can do up to 140 kilometers an hour and cover roughly 80 kilometers of all-electric range. Now if I turn this onto hybrid mode and I put everything into its most aggressive mode by activating one of my M buttons here on the steering wheel, I get 480 kilowatts and 800 Newton meters of torque. Now, BMW claim you'll get from 0 to 100 in around 4.3 seconds, but we've tested it at quicker than that. In fact, this morning I did around 3.8 seconds while testing with a quarter mile of an incredible 11.7 seconds. So let's get into three things I like and three things I dislike about the car, because the likes kind of turn into dislikes, if that makes sense, or the likes are related to the dislikes. First thing I enjoy about the car is the performance. As I mentioned, mega performance. This is all supported by a braking system, a suspension setup, and a general engineering process that means the XM is just an animal. It's unbelievable that something that weighs 2.7 tons, which is my first negative about the vehicle, something that weighs 2.7 tons turns, goes and stops like this does. Now there are a few attributes to the car and a few features that BMW M have added that contribute to its performance. First of all, you get adaptive dampers, which not only means the car is comfortable on the road, surprisingly so despite riding on 22-inch wheels, it's also really firm when you need it to be and quite supple when you need it to be. There's also a 48-volt sway bar, electrically controlled sway bar, which means that through the turns the car feels very flat, despite the fact that it's 1.77 meters tall. You also have a limited slip differential at the rear and four-wheel steering. So this car feels a lot more agile than you might think. At over 2 meters wide and 5.1 meters long, it's a very, very big car. But obviously you can feel that weight. 2.7 tons cannot be disguised, no matter how good your engineering is. The second thing I really enjoy about this car is just how insane it is. It doesn't apologize for what it is. It is unashamedly an M and an XM. The M division has said, this is us, deal with it. And I can respect that. It's either a love or a hate car. It's another Marmite product, and it's grown on me in the few days that I've been driving it. I really wanted to dislike it. I initially didn't really like the looks. Now I like the looks. The interior is beautiful. The rear seats are a joy to be in. They are fabulous. But this all comes at a price. 3.4 million rand without options, which is my second negative here. That is a lot of money for something that is going to depreciate like nothing else, I'm sure. The third thing I really enjoy about this XM is that it's a practical car. If you take away all the pantomime and craziness that the XM has to offer, it is just a practical SUV. 528 liters of boot space and a flat loading space as well. You also get a relatively normal BMW, albeit an M performance style interior, but a relatively normal interior. It is a functional vehicle, and the fact that it's got both electric and petrol power make it very practical, very usable, and gives you quite a lot of range. In hybrid mode, I've managed about 9.2 liters per 100 kilometers on a combined driving cycle, which for something that goes like this and looks like this is not bad fuel consumption at all. But that brings me to my third gripe with the car, and that is, I've just mentioned how good the powertrain is, but in certain circumstances, when it isn't in its most aggressive mode, there's this weird delay in the way the vehicle responds. So let me put my foot flat now. It was me trying to go really quickly while the electric motor and the petrol engine are starting to, they're figuring out what they need to do. And yeah, it's just a bit disjointed at times, and I know you can't really get away from that being a hybrid, but it was quite irksome for me. What do you like? What do you dislike about the XM? Let us know in the comments section. Also, if you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm aboard the BMW XM, and next to me is a Mercedes-AMG EQE sedan. Now, I have 480 kilowatts and 800 newton meters of torque from a 4.4 liter turbocharged petrol engine combined with an electric motor. And next to me is a 350 kilowatts, 850 newton meter EV that has also got four-wheel drive.
But I have a weight advantage over the XM. All right, by the figures, this should be rather close. Let's see. All right, ready to go.
Okay, gentlemen, on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, there's a little delay in the start there. And that XM just gets out the blocks for something so heavy. That's amazing.
Got him.
Ah, man, it's getting away from me. Man.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Search Outtro Trader.